Welcome to WTNB Football Friday. I'm Brian Russell. Alongside me, Chris Woods, Danny Bradley. Gentlemen, it's football time in Tennessee, as our good friend John Ward would say.
Oh, and it's been a real rocky start for one of the teams and a couple of nice games tonight, Bradley County and Walker Valley, but it's finally here. This is the season we've been waiting on.
Best season of the year. Football starts, carries us through the end of the year. Perfect.
Yep. Week 0, as the TSSAA likes to call it. And let's go to our scoreboard, presented by Ed Jacobs and Associates. And we'll go to our very first game, which was Cleveland and McCallie. But up there, you'll see we had Red Bank, a 20-16 winner over Boyd Buchanan. Bell, a 35-7 winner over South Pittsburgh. Central, a 14-10 winner over Franklin City. Of course, Central, a new coach this year, John Allen, no longer there. Bradley, big win over Polk County in a rivalry game, 21-6. Walker Valley upends East Ridge, 35-28. That was a game that we were at, very well played. Good outcome if you're a Walker Valley fan.
Very, very close game to the end.
It was. Danny, what did you think?
It was a good game to start with for the Mustangs. You always want to start out with a win, try to get the momentum going. Got a lot to work on, but a win is a win. We'll take it.
Yeah. Like I said, we'll go right into our first game, which was Cleveland and McCallie. And that was actually played last night down at Finley Stadium in Chattanooga. The Blue Raiders looking to get a little bit of revenge over McCallie from last year. And unfortunately, Ron Crawford's team ran into a bit of a buzzsaw on McCallie and got handed to him pretty well, 44-0. But I think, as you'll see, you'll hear Coach Crawford here in the highlights a little later on. They've got some good things to work on. Mm-hmm. And so, if we can, let's go ahead and roll the highlights from the Cleveland game. There you go. Danny, Cleveland, a lot of success in past years. This year, though, graduated a lot of kids from last year. It's going to be a little bit of a struggle this year for them, wouldn't you say?
Well, they had a lot of starters out. They had 5 starters out on defense alone. They graduated a lot of players last year. Crawford knows what he's doing. He'll get his Blue Raiders rallied back, and they'll be ready for next week.
Yeah, right there you see in the first quarter, 10:50, McCallie again on the board, a 24-yard touchdown pass from Tyler Payne. The kick was good. And then an 85-yard run by Javon Craig. Just rips one off.
You'll see from the highlights, it's just one big play after another for McCallie. And Cleveland just couldn't get it going all day.
Yeah, really, in Cleveland's defense, they replaced a lot of defensive stars. They had a lot of injuries. Coach Crawford was forced to basically switch to a brand new defense just last week. So, Cleveland's going to be there. They're going to be around at the end of the year. It's just going to take them a few weeks to get adjusted. But this game was just all McCallie. You see here Cleveland trying to get something going, and just McCallie was just too big and strong on defense. You see Cleveland unable to really get anything going. And there in the second quarter is Alex Trotter. That's a 65-yard touchdown run. That ended up putting McCallie up 22-0. And that's the way the first half would end. And Cleveland in the third quarter trying to get something going.
And that's Austin Massey there with a pass over on the right-hand side, a rollout. And I'll guarantee you Austin will come back next week. He's a gamer. McCallie, a lot of players back on defense, and there you see the halftime score going in at the half. McCallie leading 22-0.
Yeah, really a good-looking quarterback is Austin Massey. Big quarterback. When he gets out and runs, not too many people are going to want to get in his way. There you see throwing the pick, McCallie returning it down to about the 12-yard line, and from there they would go in and a little 1-yard touchdown run by Trotter. That put them up 30-0. And you see Cleveland going deep. Little nice pass there by Massey.
And hit his receiver on the sideline, Jacob Gibson. Nice little pickup.
Chris, and you see Cleveland, chipping away.
Yeah, they tried to get something going all day. They just, couldn't get the big drives to put some points on the board against the tough McCallie defense.
Yeah, right there, coming very close to scoring, but the turnover, and then there's another 12-yard run by Robert Riddle. Puts McCallie up 37-0 with 3:24 left. And then Cleveland, of course, throwing the pick right there. Kendall Watson's going to return it 24 yards, and that would end the score. And again, 44-0. And you'll hear Coach Crawford here shortly talking right there.
Really close football game at halftime. Obviously, in the second half, they just they 11 us to death, man. Their numbers wore us down. We had to start subbing almost off the bat, and that puts you at another disadvantage. So, we'll learn from this. Success is never final, failure is never fatal. It's the ability to overcome and achieve and have courage to get back up, go back to work, and that's what we'll do. I'm gonna go work in the morning, my head held high. We ain't got nothing to be ashamed of. We'll go work. We'll work as hard as we can, and we'll love on our kids, and we'll try to get better.
And so, Coach Crawford's right. Nothing to hang our head about. He said he's going to come to work Friday morning, head held high, and he's exactly right. Nothing to be ashamed of if you're Cleveland. Come back, bounce back in next week. Tell you what, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back after this with more highlights from Bradley Polk and Walker Valley East Ridge. More on WTNB Football Friday in just a few minutes.
Hello, my name is Andy Figglestar with Ed Jacobson Associates. We are an employee benefit and insurance broker in business for the past 20 years. The new health care law, also known as Obamacare, has finally arrived. The new law is complex and choices are confusing. You have questions, we have the answers. It is our passion to find cost-effective solutions for every client. Let our knowledge, experience, and passion go to work for you. Contact us today and let us assist you through this process.
My name is Dr. Gary Wojcik. Here at the Wojcik Center for Orthopedic Care, we specialize in general orthopedics, sports medicine, and workmen's compensation injuries. I have over 17 years of experience in the field of orthopedic surgery. At the Wojcik Center for Orthopedic Care, our staff is top-notch. Not only are they talented professionals in the medical field, they are dedicated to their families and our local community. Our family loves to help your family stay on the move.
East West Media is not the area's largest billboard company. They do, however, have the area's best billboard locations and most creative advertising ideas. If you need new customers in Bradley, McMinn, or North Hamilton County, you should give them a call and talk about what is important to your business.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Companion Funeral and Cremation Service. A true single-family owned practice, Companion Funeral and Cremation Service offers options at half the price of other homes without a drop in service quality. Located on Georgetown Road, we're a neighbor that you know and a friend that you can trust. At Companion Funeral and Cremation Service, it's our family serving your family. We ensure that this is not just a day in your loved one's lifetime. It's a celebration of your loved one's lifetime in a single day.
For over 25 years, Ed Jacobson Associates has been treating each of our clients like business partners. Finding the right insurance for your employees shouldn't be that complicated or expensive. Receiving quality financial advice for you and your business should be even easier. We treat each client with respect and integrity and handle your situation as if it was our own. Call me today for your own free consultation.
Welcome back to WTNB Football Friday. Brian Russell again alongside Danny Bradley and Chris Woods. And let's just quickly recap that Cleveland game, some of the stats. Cleveland 8 first downs in the game, McCallie 21. Cleveland had 23 rushing attempts for 21 yards. McCallie 32 attempts for 355 yards. Cleveland 105 yards passing. McCallie 108. So, like we said, guys, a little bit of a lopsided game. However, Cleveland, we expect them to bounce back strong next week.
Well, we talked about with Austin Massey. He saw in the film the couple of picks that he threw there, throwing off the front foot with back foot in the air, kind of off balance, trying to do a little bit too much. I'm sure, like I said, Coach Crawford, he's been a winner for a reason. He's going to come back. Austin's going to come back. Blue Raiders are going to come back. They host Cookeville next week, and I will guarantee a completely different Cleveland Blue Raider team out on the field next week.
Yeah, when you get down that much at halftime, too, obviously in the third and fourth quarter, they're coming out trying to generate offense, maybe kind of getting away from their strengths of what they do typically. So you kind of have to chalk up the big differential and score at the end of the game to, McCallie getting the big lead early and Cleveland trying to play catch up the entire game.
Right. So Cleveland fans, don't give up yet. It's a long season. We remember what happened last year. You opened with the loss to McCallie and make a nice little run in the playoffs. So it's a long, long season. I'll tell you what, let's go back to the scoreboard presented by Ed Jacobson Associates. And we'll take a look at that here. Again, Walker Valley, big winner tonight, 35-28. Bradley, also again a big win over Polk County, 21-6. Knox Catholic edges out a close one over Notre Dame, 15-12. So, a lot of good scores out there, and we'll go ahead and we'll get into the Polk Bradley highlights, what I know a lot of people want to see. Danny, why don't you take us into this one?
Well, the last couple of years, Polk County, upending the Bradley Bears. Last year, especially the very last play of the game, Polk County defense, led by Zach Miller, middle linebacker, stopped Bradley, the Bears, in the Skull Bowl game on the goal line to win the ball game. This is a little bit of a revenge for Bradley. That game's always tough either way. I mean, Polk County and Bradley have a long history with each other. Tonight, Bradley just took it to them, and I think we have some highlights of that game, right?
Let's go ahead and run those highlights now, and we'll get into the action. So there you go. You see Polk coming out. And, I talked to a lot of Bradley fans this year. A lot of Bradley fans weren't expecting a whole lot from this season. They were a little bit worried, but I'll tell you, after watching tonight's game, I think they had a reason to smile. There you'll see Cole Copeland completing a nice short pass. And running back's going to do the rest of the work all the way down to about midfield. I'll tell you what, guys, Cole Copeland, very good-looking quarterback.
Well, he's got the quarterback genes. His dad and brother both quarterback at Bradley and successful, and they're not expecting anything less out of him.
There you go. You see the Bears on top 7-0 with about 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
And what a way to start the season, too, for both teams being the grudge match that it is. You have Polk County, Bradley County, starting out first game of the year.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like the Super Bowl, playing a first game. And there you go, Bradley up 14-0. Polk trying to come back. And you see right there, just unable to get anything going on the ground tonight against Bradley. And then Cole, again, tough little pass across. Yeah, that was great defense. But then, Cole, he'll hurt you with his feet, too, his legs, not just his arm.
He's got a gun. That's the one big difference between him and his brother. Cole likes to throw the ball, where his brother was a little bit more of a runner. So expect to see Bradley putting the ball in the air several times this year.
Yeah, in the couple games I got to see Cole play last year, I was very impressed. And looking at these highlights, nothing to change my opinion. A very good-looking young quarterback for Bradley.
Steps it in for the TD there.
Yep. The Bears go up 21-0. And you see, and that was the end of the first half. Then the second half, Polk comes out, tries to get something going, but intercepted by Bradley right there down around the goal line. Nice little interception.
Jamie Billups with the INT.
And we've seen a theme with the two games that we've looked at so far, too, where one team gets up big early and the other team has to do things that sometimes is out of their element.
Right, and, turnovers will end up killing you, and you expect to see a little bit of sloppy play. In the first week. Here's Coach Floyd.
Obviously, you're happy to get a win, but we got a lot of things we got to fix.
Earlier score tonight, 7-3
I think our numbers
over
just
Boyd.
really prevailed on them tonight.
Excited Daisy, 25-22 again. That was the first half score.
Guys cramping up.
Over
There's guys injured, and we're healthy, so
Udawa too much for the Brainerd.
we got to win. That's the most important thing. We got a lot of things to fix next week.
So again, Bradley, a big winner right there over Polk. Again, a little bit of revenge for last year. So, I'll tell you what. Let's take another short break, and then when we come back, we'll get into Walker Valley and East Ridge. So more to come on Football Friday. Stay tuned.
My name is Dr. Gary Wojtek. Here at the Wojtek Center for Orthopedic Care, we specialize in general orthopedics, sports medicine, and workman's compensation injuries. I have over 17 years of experience in the field of orthopedic surgery. At the Wojtek Center for Orthopedic Care, our staff is top-notch. Not only are they talented professionals in the medical field, they are dedicated to their families and our local community. Our family loves to help your family stay on the move.
For over 25 years, Ed Jacobson Associates has been treating each of our clients like business partners. Finding the right insurance for your employees shouldn't be that complicated or expensive. Receiving quality financial advice for you and your business should be even easier. We treat each client with respect and integrity and handle your situation as if it was our own. Call me today for your own free consultation.
East West Media is not the area's largest billboard company. They do, however, have the area's best billboard locations and most creative advertising ideas. If you need new customers in Bradley, McMinn, or North Hamilton County, you should give them a call and talk about what is important to your business.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes, or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Welcome back to WTNB Football Friday. Brian Russell again alongside Danny Bradley and Chris Woods. And let's go back to the scoreboard presented by Ed Jacobs and Associates.
We have some additional scores rolling in too. Red Bank 20, Boyd Buchanan 16, Bell County 35, South Pittsburgh 7, Central 14, a close one with Franklin City 10, Tryon 21, and Gordon Lee 15. And then we have Baylor 51, Howard 7. I got a couple more here coming in. Knox Catholic 15, Notre Dame 12. And then McMinn Central 41, McMinn County 34, which I know you guys want to talk about a little bit.
Yeah, that's huge. I believe that's the first time in several years that McMinn Central has been
like 20. Well, a 13 game I think winning streak, which would cover 26 years because you play the home. But first time in a long time. Remember, McMinn Central over the past few years, 17 and 35 record. So yeah, that was a huge win for them, and so congratulations. Get that monkey off their back and see if they can move on up. They've been trying, the past few years. That's the one hard thing when you start out with a rivalry game, right there in your own backyard. I mean, that would be like Bradley and Cleveland starting off every year, or Walker Valley and Bradley starting off every year. You have just so much emotion there in that first game and trying to get the kinks worked out. So McMinn Central, a good job. Hey, before I forget about it, we just got through talking about the Bradley Bears. Talk about their game next week. They will be playing at Riverdale.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's go ahead and cover next week's schedule real quick, Danny.
Okay.
I think you've got that for us.
Yeah, we've talked about Cleveland. We'll be playing Cookeville, hosting Cookeville. Ray County is going to be traveling to Coffee County. Polk County will be trying to rebound, taking on Central. Bradley will be traveling to Riverdale, and I believe that's an 8 p.m. kickoff at Riverdale. Walker Valley will be traveling to Sequoia. Ottawa, the Owls, big winners tonight, will be taking on Siegel. And then East Hamilton will be traveling over to Dobbins-Bennett, perennial powerhouse over there on that side of the state. So this is going to be a tough one for East Hamilton.
Some really good games next week. As far as our three local teams, Cleveland, the only one at home. But bottom line is get out and support your local team. Whether you're a Cleveland fan, a Bradley fan, or a Walker Valley fan, get out, support them. And, we're looking for somebody to provide us with stats. We're at some of these games. We're trying to keep up with some stats. But if there's anybody out there that can feed us stats, we want – the whole purpose of this show is to highlight the kids. That is what we're all about here at WTNB Football Friday. We want to put the spotlight on the kids. That's where it belongs. So the more stats we get, the more exposure we can give these kids. So if you're willing to do some stats and give us a call and email them to us every Friday night, we would love to have it. Please get in touch with us. But, we're weighing on the Walker Valley East Ridge highlights right now. But, guys, let's, obviously a good week 0. It's hard to get used to saying that.
That's the hard part, yeah.
I don't want to say week 1, but a week 0. We saw some pretty good football. Talking about, we'll see in the Walker Valley highlights coming up, some mistakes, and I think we could say that we saw that at all 3 games, the Bradley game, the Walker Valley game, and the Cleveland game, but first week, that's to be expected.
Well, you got those jitters, and that's hard to get over.
Yeah, and it's just like going to school for the first day, right? You don't know where your classes are. You got a lot of kids they're playing varsity for the first time, running around out on the field. We know they practiced for a long time, and a lot of teams had scrimmage last week. But it's going to take some adjusting for a lot of these young kids to get out there, real game situation, and really, for the coaches to see what they have this year and, who can step up and fill some positions, obviously, that some of these teams need.
Right, as we started off with Cleveland, the Blue Raiders, unfortunately, they had injuries before the first game. That's what you want to look at now going into tomorrow, going into Monday morning with Polk County, with Bradley, with Walker Valley. how did we keep them safe? You know, did we have someone with little? You're always going to have nicks and bumps and bruises. Coach is going to tell you that. You got to play through that. You can't play hurt though. Tonight, the Walker Valley, we saw. Both sides, the heat, extreme heat this week,
Right.
and a couple of players cramped up on both teams, which kind of slowed the play down a little bit. But for the most part, as hot as it was, we had nowhere near the stoppage in play due to cramping that I thought that it might possibly be as humid as it was. So great job of the coaching staff of keeping the kids hydrated. Great job of the trainers, and so shout out to the trainers out there keeping all of the kids safe and sound. So
Yeah, and we talk about the first week jitters, almost kind of like doing a TV show for the very first week. Bear with us; we will get better. We promise.
The only thing that won't get better is our looks.
That's right.
I promise you that.
Can't get any better than that.
Tuning in to see
This is as good as it gets.
three good-looking guys, I'm sorry, you're out of luck. But I promise you, we will get better week after week. Like I said, we're going to try to bring you some more interviews with players and coaches after the games. Some during the week too, as they're practicing. We're going to be taking your calls. So hopefully we'll have some calls, maybe even later on in the show. I heard we may be taking some calls. So
yep, try to keep the focus on the players,
Right.
where it's
That's
at.
where it
The
belongs.
coaches, right here in Bradley County. I mean, like Brian, as you stated earlier, support one of your local schools at least. Bradley's on a long trip and you can't travel. Go ahead and sneak over to Cleveland and sneak over to Walker Valley. Watch one of those games. You just support one of the local teams and keep it. Just keep it here. So
yeah, that's the biggest thing is to remember that these are kids. These aren't professional athletes, so they deserve our support, and I think rightfully so. So
And it's football.
It's
I mean,
football. I mean, football is back, people. I
Football.
mean, what other reason do you have to be excited? Our three wives right now are just crying because football is back.
Our
They know what that
the high
means.
schools that we went to are hundreds of miles away.
Yes.
Yep.
We love football.
And that's a good
why
point.
we're here.
We are three people that did not grow up here in Tennessee. We all moved here. We're glad to be here. We are not biased towards any of the high schools, so we will try to present an unbiased look each week. Well, two of us are unbiased. One of us has a student at Walker Valley that's on the football team. But I promise, two of us will be unbiased. The third we'll work on.
so long as they're not playing Walker Valley, I'll cheer for them.
Seriously, like we said, we're going to try to present an unbiased look at all three of schools. And again, we remember that they're kids, and we're not going to criticize these kids. That we know they're working hard. I think we're still waiting on the Walker Valley highlights. So I tell you what, let's take another break. We'll be back with more WTNB Football Friday, presented by Ed Jacobs and Associates.
Companion Funeral and Cremation Service. A true single-family owned practice, Companion Funeral and Cremation Service offers options at half the price of other homes without a drop in service quality. Located on Georgetown Road, we're a neighbor that you know and a friend that you can trust. At Companion Funeral and Cremation Service, it's our family serving your family. We ensure that this is not just a day in your loved one's lifetime. It's a celebration of your loved one's lifetime in a single day.
For over 25 years, Ed Jacobs and Associates has been treating each of our clients like business partners. Finding the right insurance for your employees shouldn't be that complicated or expensive. Receiving quality financial advice for you and your business should be even easier. We treat each client with respect and integrity and handle your situation as if it was our own. Call me today for your own free consultation.
Cleveland Tire Center is ready to help you in any way that it can. We're one of the largest Bridgestone and Firestone tire dealers in the area, and we have plenty of other brands for you to choose from. Our loyal mechanics have been with us for years, and each one works to ensure that you receive the timely performance you need. If you're looking for quality hometown service, then you found the right place. Save yourself some valuable time and money by doing the right thing the first time and stopping by our service center.
My name is Dr. Gary Wojtek. Here at the Wojtek Center for Orthopedic Care, we specialize in general orthopedics, sports medicine, and workman's compensation injuries. I have over 17 years of experience in the field of orthopedic surgery. At the Wojtek Center for Orthopedic Care, our staff is top-notch. Not only are they talented professionals in the medical field, they are dedicated to their families and our local community. Our family loves to help your family stay on the move.
East West Media is not the area's largest billboard company. They do, however, have the area's best billboard locations and most creative advertising ideas. If you need new customers in Bradley, McMinn, or North Hamilton County, you should give them a call and talk about what is important to your business.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes, or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Why, hello. I'm Brent Winters. And welcome to my local store, Mattress and Furniture Expo. What we do here, it's kind of self-explanatory. Although recently, we've taken on something new. When you purchase a coupon from WTNB's Around Town Coupon Show, you can drop by our local store to pick them up here in Cleveland, Tennessee. Call today for any information you need. And feel free to stop by and take a look at the exciting deals we have on our mattresses. They'll put you to sleep, but in a good way, of course.
Cleveland Tire Center is ready to help you in any way that it can. We're one of the largest Bridgestone and Firestone tire dealers in the area, and we have plenty of other brands for you to choose from. Our loyal mechanics have been with us for years, and each one works to ensure that you receive the timely performance you need. If you're looking for quality hometown service, then you found the right place. Save yourself some valuable time and money by doing the right thing the first time and stopping by our service center.
Welcome back to WTNB Football Friday. Brian Russell again alongside Danny Bradley and Chris Woods. Let's go back to the scoreboard presented by Ed Jacobs and Associates. In case you're just tuning in and missed something, right there you'll see Red Bank, a 20-16 winner over Boyd Buchanan. Bell, a 35-7 winner over South Pittsburgh. Central, a 14-10 winner over Franklin City. Bradley, a 21-6 winner over Polk. Walker Valley, 35-28 over Eastridge. Cleveland, a loser 44-0 to McCallie on Thursday night. Knox Catholic, a 15-12 winner over Notre Dame. And there we go. So let's go ahead and talk about Walker Valley and Eastridge, a game that was contested at the Corral tonight.
Well, and the Mustangs, trying for the second year in a row, and remember, and I say remember for those of you that do. Walker Valley was 3 years in a row 0 for 10, and opened up the past 2 years with an opening season win tonight against Eastridge. Hard fought win, but a win nonetheless, to start off the season 1-0. Walker Valley, with you look at the schedule and look at the opponents. Their first 8 teams that they faced this year all made the playoffs last year. 6 of those 8 teams actually won a first-round playoff game. It's not going to get any easier week after week for Walker Valley, but at least they started off tonight with just score after score in that ball game. Went down 14-0 to East Ridge, and then fought back. And Chris, we talked about. I mean, it was just a back and forth battle there.
Well, you could have jumped in that game at any point and wondered, how can this team possibly be down 14 points, or how could this game even be tied? Because if you were watching 4 or 5 plays in a row, and you would think, this is, it kind of seems like they're a little jittery, opening game jitters, and then all of a sudden you'd blink and it was a 71-yard pass down the sidelines.
Right.
I mean, and we saw some phenomenal plays that we're going to show you in a little bit in this game. I mean, there was some acrobatic catches, some long plays, some long running plays, some long passing plays. It didn't lack excitement, I'll tell you that.
No, it did
Let's
not.
go ahead and look at the highlights now from Walker Valley. And like I said, like we've been saying, a great game, back and forth. So we'll take you out there now. And you see the good teams warming up right there. And
there was no need to warm
up
today.
You'll see very quickly that they got right into it. Walker Valley all pumped up. Nice crowd at home tonight for their opening game. And what we talked about, very lucky not to be down 21-0 after the first quarter.
Well, Walker Valley actually won the coin toss and elected to kick off, and East Ridge wasted no time. They moved the ball effectively against the Walker Valley defense, as Walker Valley trying to get that first game jitters out of the way, and there's the quarterback with a rollout touchdown.
Yeah, and we should mention, too, we would be remiss if we didn't mention number 4, the quarterback, JoJo, for East Ridge. I mean, this is a guy that played offense, defense, special teams, and he was the focus. Walker Valley was trying to stop him the entire game.
Yeah, he did everything. You see East Ridge right there taking a quick 14-0 lead until Cooper Melton for Walker Valley takes it about 85 yards for a touchdown to get Walker Valley on the board.
And this is when we really saw Walker Valley just begin the game for themselves.
Right.
I mean, you could say that during the first quarter, jitters or whatever it was, but that play by Cooper really kick-started Walker Valley.
Yeah, you see Walker Valley able to tie it up 14-14, and then able to hit a long pass there to take finally a 21-14 lead. Danny, Walker Valley last year fell behind a lot to open games and played catch-up, and tonight was no different.
Yeah, and you saw the touchdown there by Bryce Nunley. Great pass, touch pass from Josh Jones, and then here's another long one as he completes it to Cooper Melton. And Cooper and Bryce really were the 2 spark plugs for Josh Jones on the passing attack tonight.
Yeah, Walker Valley really seemed to have, I mean, after Cooper scored that initial touchdown for the Mustangs, they really opened it up and showed the kind of weapons that they have at the disposal of Josh Jones, which
nice pass
the ball
right here. That was between 2 defenders. Josh Jones with a nice pass and touchdown. Walker Valley goes up 35-28. That's going to be the final score in the ball game. But great game.
Yeah, and
there's Coach Ryan.
I mean, just be honest. It was very sloppy, but we overcame, and that's a mark of a team that you want to have. I mean, I can remember, not too long ago we played that sloppy. We were getting blown out, and we played sloppy, and yet we still found a way to win. And that's what it's about right here. And the things that we messed up on are things that we can fix, and that's what we're going to go back this week and do, is take care of those things and come out hopefully a little bit better football team than what we were tonight. So, we got room to improve, but we're 1-0, and that's better than being 0-1.
So there we go, a big win for Walker Valley. You heard Coach Ryan in that clip, very pleased to get the win. But let's talk real quick before we get into more of the Walker Valley. Let's get into East Ridge and JoJo Tillery, their quarterback, number 4. Now, he's listed at 6'1", 180 pounds, and the paper said that he may play some safety. Well, tonight he played everything. He played quarterback, safety. He punted the ball, held for extra points. I believe I saw him getting water at one point for some of the kids on the bench. I mean, this kid did everything. I mean, just an outstanding effort for him. Really kept East Ridge in the game, for most of it until Walker Valley was able to pull away there at the end. Josh Jones for Walker Valley, first year as a starter. Started last year in Saudi Daisy, last game of the year, but very first year as a starter. 11 of 17 for 247 yards and 2 touchdowns. Another 37 yards rushing for a touchdown. Cooper Melton, which we saw there in the highlight score, 5 receptions, 130 yards, 1 touchdown. And then Alex King, 16 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown. And Bryce Nunley, 2 receptions, 67 yards and a touchdown. So Walker Valley really spreading their scoring out. Lots of offensive weapons for the Mustangs this year.
Well, let's look at this, too. We're talking about the first game of the season after they got amped up. Right, so you can take away the first quarter for Walker Valley. They played 3 really good offensive quarters tonight. I mean, really, really good. And we're saying 11-17 for 247. That's 22 yards per completion. 22 yards per completion. And they weren't all long passes. Now, we had a few deep passes, but these guys can really catch the ball and make things happen after the catch.
Well, Walker Valley went away from the wing tee. Coach Ryan liked that offense, but they went away from that this year, opened it up, spread it out a little bit, and Walker Valley, you'll see, they're not going to necessarily overpower a lot of teams, but in the middle of the third quarter on, when the defensive line and offensive line from East Ridge was huffing and puffing, Walker Valley, as soon as the ball was set, Walker Valley's offensive line was on the ball ready to go. The first quarter jitters, several offsides. Hopefully you won't see that many of the remaining part of the season. That kind of helped East Ridge along the way there some, kept them in it, more than what it should be. Walker Valley, 3rd and short, 4th and short, went a couple times, and Josh would go over center, they'd go over, left guard, right guard, and pick up the play, come right back, set it, and be ready to go again. So Walker Valley tonight, would have liked to have, been a little bit more of a spread on the score differential, but it is a win and one that they can build on. The mistakes they made, they know what they did wrong.
Well, let's hope they shore up the penalties, because if not, Coach Ryan's going to have a lot less hair in the coming weeks. I think what you got to be worried about if you're a Mustang fan, and again, Coach Ryan, is again falling behind 14-0 to start the game. You can't do that against good ball clubs, and I tell you what, if they continue to do that, they're going to find themselves in trouble. But they're able to get away with it tonight because of that spread offense, that up-tempo offense. Chris, you were timing the snaps there at one point, and every 16, 17 seconds the ball was in there?
Yeah, it kind of varied in the first quarter. We kind of timed it in the first few quarters, and it was 15 to 17 seconds, I think, unofficial. But yeah, they were definitely getting up to the line, snapping it pretty quick. I know that's what we talked about, right? The benefit of having that sort of offense is you can wear your opponent down, which they did in the 3rd and 4th quarter. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The defense and offensive line, like Danny was saying, really took over. Walker Valley really took over in the second half. They imposed their will, and that's part of the benefit. Now, the disadvantage is something we also talked about, which is if you're going to run that sort of offense, you have to get first down.
You have to sustain the drives.
Will kill you.
You have to sustain the drives, yeah.
Because I can't imagine as a defensive player in that first half for Walker Valley, I mean, they had to be huffing and puffing because it was 3 and outs. Or it was big plays by either team. I mean, there was a lot of running in that.
But that's the phrase, the feast and famine, feast or famine, if you will, because you're right. I mean, the 3 and out, because when you're throwing the ball like that, it's quick 3 and out. It's not a 3 and out that takes 2.5 minutes off the clock. It's a 3 and out that took 38 seconds off the clock, if you will. So, the defense is out there saying, okay, come on, guys, keep this ball moving a little bit. But after they found the rhythm there in the first quarter, I mean, I thought it was a completely different ball game for the Mustangs. East Ridge made the playoffs last year, lost to Hickson in the playoffs, who then went on even further. So East Ridge, I think there'll be big things for them this year.
With JoJo Tillery, I mean, they've got a chance to be in every ball game. So, and definitely next week we'll have camera crews at all 3 games again, providing you highlights. I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and take a quick break, and then when we come back, I believe we'll open up the phone lines and we'll take some of your calls. So we'll be right back here on WTNB Football Friday, presented by Ed Jacobs and Associates.
After nearly 40 years of dependable service, Cleveland Tire Center is still going strong. Their hard-earned reputation for quality is immediately noticeable, and their wide selection of tires and services are here to give you plenty of options. Located at 4699 North Lee Highway in Cleveland, Tennessee, Cleveland Tire Center is ready to help you in any way that it can. We're one of the largest Bridgestone and Firestone tire dealers in the area, and we have plenty of other brands for you to choose from. Our loyal mechanics have been with us for years, and each one works to ensure that you receive the timely performance you need. If you're looking for quality hometown service, then you found the right place. Save yourself some valuable time and money by doing the right thing the first time and stopping by our service center. Open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturday until 1 p.m. We know how to get the job done, and we know how to make sure that you get the service you deserve.
For over 25 years, Ed Jacobs and Associates has been treating each of our clients like business partners. Finding the right insurance for your employees shouldn't be that complicated or expensive. Receiving quality financial advice for you and your business should be even easier. We treat each client with respect and integrity and handle your situation as if it was our own. Call me today for your own free consultation.
My name is Dr. Gary Wojtek. Here at the Wojtek Center for Orthopedic Care, we specialize in general orthopedics, sports medicine, and workman's compensation injuries. I have over 17 years of experience in the field of orthopedic surgery. At the Wojtek Center for Orthopedic Care, our staff is top-notch. Not only are they talented professionals in the medical field, they are dedicated to their families and our local community. Our family loves to help your family stay on the move.
East West Media is not the area's largest billboard company. They do, however, have the area's best billboard locations and most creative advertising ideas. If you need new customers in Bradley, McMinn, or North Hamilton County, you should give them a call and talk about what is important to your business.
Why, hello, I'm Brent Winters. And welcome to my local store, Mattress and Furniture Expo. What we do here, it's kind of self-explanatory. Although recently, we've taken on something new. When you purchase a coupon from WTNB's Around Town Coupon Show, you can drop by our local store to pick them up here in Cleveland, Tennessee. Call today for any information you need. And feel free to stop by and take a look at the exciting deals we have on our mattresses. They'll put you to sleep, but in a good way, of course.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Welcome back to WTNB Football Friday. Again, Brian Russell, Danny Bradley, Chris Woods. Let's go to the scoreboard one more time, presented by Ed Jacobs and Associates, and we'll take a final look at Week 0. Red Bank, again, 20-16 winner. Bell, 35-7 over South Pittsburgh. Central, 14-10 over Franklin City. Bradley, 21-6 winner over Polk. Walker Valley 35-28 winner over Eastridge. Cleveland a 44-0 loser to McCallie. Knox Catholic a 15-12 winner over Notre Dame. McMinn Central big win 41-34 over McMinn County. Red Bank a 20-16 winner, like we said, and Tryon a 21-15 winner over Gordon Lee. So wanted to kind of mention here the new studio. If you haven't noticed, we've got a new look this year. We're trying out a new format. That's why we said, be patient with us. We'll get better week after week. We promise. Not better looking, but better. We want to seriously, on a serious note, we want to thank Scott Webb at Walker Valley for helping us get this far. And we also want to thank all the high school teams, the administration, the coaches, the principals, the staff. Thank you for being so accommodating and opening your doors to us when we come out there to film practice, do interviews, film games. They've been absolutely wonderful. So, thank you to all them. Thank you again to Scott Webb. Gentlemen, I think we got time for one phone call here. So let's go ahead and open up the phone lines. And there we go, Darren.
Yep, here we go. All right, caller, you're live, WTNB.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, this Football Friday?
This is Football Friday.
Hey, this is Rusty, man. Hey, I like your new show.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah, it looks real good. Where's Joe Palo at?
Joe, he retired. He is down in Florida with his beautiful wife, Kim, and just enjoying the sun and some fishing.
I bet he is, man. He's probably sleeping with them fishes, if you know what I mean.
Well, now I can't speak on that, but
Rusty's been watching too many Sopranos
Yeah,
episodes.
he eats Italian, so. Hey, man, y'all go to the Jamboree?
Yeah, we went to the Jamborees.
Yeah, I saw the team play at the Jamboree, and I thought they all looked good.
Yeah, a lot of the teams looked very good. Was there any one team in particular you wanted to talk about?
Well, I like Walker Valley best, I think. I think they look best tonight.
Yeah.
Sure you're not a relative to Danny over there?
No, I don't know Danny. Who's Danny? See that curly-headed fella?
No, that's Chris. Danny's over here in the white.
The other curly-headed fella.
Danny's a big Walker Valley fan, so you just made his night by saying they look.
You don't have to talk about my size. Just say Walker Valley fan.
Yeah, they had a good game. I they look good. So,
yeah.
Well, you guys, the show looks real good. I like them highlights you do with all them kids.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you. And we encourage you, please tune in week after week, tell your friends, and like I said, I promise we'll get better.
All right, man. You keep it up. Thank you.
All right, thanks,
Have a good night.
Have a good night. All right, so there we go. Very first call.
First call, successful. Got through it. Got through the first week 0. That was call 0.
I feel like that guy's going to be a repeat caller.
I think we'll hear from Rusty again in the future. But yeah, I mean, he wanted to say let's go ahead and recap all 3 games real quick. We won't get back to the highlights, but just quickly talking. Of course, Cleveland started the local action on Thursday night, having to travel down to Finley Stadium on a field where you're not accustomed to playing. Okay, yes, they did play a jamboree down there, but a little bit of different atmosphere down there. McCallie definitely had the home crowd. Yeah, they got it. Cleveland got beat 44-0, but I think, we've talked about the amount of injuries they had in the preseason. Coach Crawford having to install brand new defense just last week. It's going to take them a couple weeks to get used to that defense, but I fully expect by, I'd say, mid-September, after about week 3 or 4, Cleveland will be right back to where they were last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, we talked about Austin Massey. I think he'll be ready for next week. I think Coach Crawford will have, the kinks worked out. Obviously a lot to pick up off of, that 44-0 loss. But you're playing one of the top teams in the state when you're talking about McCallie. So Cleveland's going to bounce back. Wholeheartedly expect them to have, same type of banner year that they did last year.
Right. And then, of course, Bradley, a big winner tonight, Chris, over Polk County, getting some revenge for last year's game.
Yeah, as we talked about, kind of a grudge match between these two teams over the last 2 to 3 years. Bradley County got up early and, kind of just withstood Polk County's urge to get back in the game. And, it's the same thing that we talked about in the Cleveland game, right? Both teams built big leads and then kind of, just rode that to the end of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and Cole Copeland looking very good tonight for the Bears. I think, they'll go as far as he can lead them this year.
Yep, and tonight, the defense for Bradley. I mean, Colby Alford, Tyler Carpenter back there, defensive back. Colby, one of the linebackers. Number 30, I believe it is, you saw on a couple of the plays, stuffed the Polk County running attack. So Bradley's defense, looking at the highlights, their offense and defense both look like they're in tune with each other. So, could be better than what people are expecting from Bradley.
Definitely looks like there's some hard hitters on the defensive team. That's for sure.
Bradley fans, see, no reason to panic. Y'all already hit the panic button after, the Jamboree. You guys look good tonight against Polk, so expect a strong year out of the Bears. And then last, but certainly not least, we'll get to the Walker Valley game tonight. Big 35-28 winner over East Ridge. Ugly first quarter for the Mustangs. If you're a Mustang fan, you had to be up there sweating, not just because of the heat, but because of the way the offense kind of looked there. But I tell you, they pulled it together, kind of running that high up-tempo offense, and you could say it really bothered East Ridge in the second half. I don't think we can disagree on Walker Valley really controlled the second half of that ball game.
Yeah, we spoke about it earlier in the show too. We saw the good and bad things that can happen when you have an offense that runs as up tempo as Walker Valley wants to run. Right? We saw a lot of 3-and-outs in the first quarter for Walker Valley, and then as the game progressed, we saw big plays open up for Walker Valley down the field. Right, and I really think that it was attributed to the fast-paced offense in the first half.
Right. Well, and you talked about Josh Jones when his first start for Walker Valley, the Mustangs. Jones actually the #1 returning quarterback in District 5 3A with that last year's start and win over Soddy Daisy, coming in with leading the pack with 2 touchdowns from last season. Right. Wow, you talk about a big turn. I mean, literally, #1 returning quarterback with 2 touchdowns from last year. Tonight, though, phenomenal. Had receivers all over the place. Was 11-17, 200-plus yards. 247. So
I believe he ran another one in.
37 yards.
But great start for both Bradley and Walker Valley tonight. Congratulations, and look for more of it. This year, in week 1, next week.
Yeah, next week, week 1. Again, please join us next week, Friday night, 11 p.m. We will be on the air. Highlights from all 3 local teams. We'll take your calls again. Maybe Rusty will give us a call back. And we'll get into more football action. I think we can all agree we're glad football's back.
Glad football's back. Right quick, Cleveland taking on Cookeville at Cleveland. Bradley traveling to Riverdale, and Walker Valley traveling to Sequoia.
Right. So get out there, support your local teams. For Chris Woods, Danny Bradley, this is Brian Russell. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to spending the next several weeks with you every Friday night, 11 to 12 p.m. on WTNB Channel 5.
For over 25 years, Ed Jacobs and Associates has been treating each of our clients like business partners. Finding the right insurance for your employees shouldn't be that complicated or expensive. Receiving quality financial advice for you and your business should be even easier. We treat each client with respect and integrity and handle your situation as if it was our own. Call me today for your own free consultation.